Hi, I'm Jeff King, CEO of Virogenomics BioDevelopment, here to introduce you to the HyperHex rinse for easier, safer, and more effective COVID-19 sample collection. We're in a situation here. We can't be there to cheer for our home team the way we would like. We have to distance from people we would like to be close to. We make these sacrifices to prevent illness and save lives. The COVID deaths in the US this year would fill Providence Park 10 times over, and there's more death to come. 2021 will be another year of distance and sacrifice. When we hear bio on the rocks, what comes to mind should be a nice drink with great conversation with our colleagues, not struggling to get a pandemic under control. To get back to bio the way we like, we need a vaccine. We will need to know how well it is working. We will want to know if we are infected, if we are protected, or are we vulnerable. Health officials and employers want to know when it is safe to relax mitigation efforts. The information we need is in our blood. Do we have antibodies against the virus? We can get the sample we need with an oral rinse. The standard for antibody testing is a blood draw, which takes special training, special equipment, and is a biohazard. A nose swab is not so great either and does not provide antibodies for testing. A rinse is easy and comfortable. An oral rinse can contain a safe FDA-approved ingredient to neutralize the virus as well as kill bacteria, making the sample safer to handle and more stable for transport and testing. Oral sample collection is already used to test for antibodies against a virus. It's how the OraSure or a quick at-home HIV test works. Novel formulations and methods could be patentable. We have applied for a provisional patent based on our approach. A rinse could work with all types of COVID testing, genetic, antigen, as well as antibody assays. Just this past September, Oral DNA Labs in Eden Prairie, Minnesota, received emergency use authorization to use a saline rinse for genetic testing of SARS-CoV-2. How the HyperHex rinse works is it is hypertonic. When you put it in your mouth, it pulls water from your blood vessels into your mouth. And when it pulls the water in, antibodies come along too. The biocide in the rinse inactivates the virus and kills bacteria, making it safer for handoff and testing. The chemistry is compatible with the existing tests, both rapid and lab-based. An oral rinse would be easier, safer, and effective. Testing of a HyperHex rinse formulation showed that it increased antibody concentration twofold and resulted in a larger sample volume than saliva alone, which is important because not everyone always has spit to give. Sometimes you have a dry mouth. The collected rinse sample can be applied directly to a rapid test with no further processing. And our first formulation knocked back the SARS-CoV-2 virus tenfold. Oofda, this is not enough. We're not the first to underestimate this virus. It's tougher than we anticipated, but we are confident we can knock it back 10,000-fold or more with an improved formulation. Our market strategy. The HyperHex rinse does not stand alone. It is an improvement in collecting a sample for testing. It needs to be paired with a diagnostic test, both rapid and lab-based. The sample could be collected at home and mailed to a lab for surveillance and immunological monitoring necessary to inform public health decisions. The HyperHex rinse could improve a test performance and reach, creating separation from the competition. HMOs, Kaiser, Blue Cross, Providence will want to know if their patients are vulnerable. Public health efforts will want to know if vaccines are working, and they can recommend reduced mitigation. Large employers, Intel, Nike, Adidas, want an easy way to screen their workforce to know if their employees are at risk to each other or are safe from the competition. I'm Jeff King, co-founder of Virogenomics BioDevelopment. For over 20 years, I've been working to move discoveries in science towards improvements in healthcare, diagnostics, and therapeutics. I am excited to apply my experience on the development of improved COVID-19 diagnostics with a profound potential to help improve sample collection and testing and archiving. My Virogenomics BioDevelopment co-founder, Dr. Renee Shirley, sees the rapid shift of the scientific community toward COVID-19 in March 2020 as inspiring and a silver lining of this pandemic, and hopes to contribute to one aspect of the solution and believes the HyperHex oral rinse can improve antibody testing. Leading innovation in this effort is Andy Goldstein, founder of Epitope, developer of OraSure, the oral HIV test. The excitement of 15 years in HIV diagnostic development has shown him how pandemics create the need for novel diagnostics that are effective, safer, and easier to use for both patient and provider. He believes the HyperHex rinse can facilitate bringing COVID-19 under control. We need to get out of this COVID situation and bring this pandemic under control. We need to get better at testing so we can get out of the home office and back to things we love. Like being there, cheering on our team, able to safely travel and be close to those we love without risk. And it'll take a team effort. We seek to pair the HyperHex rinse with tests. And because it is an easy, safe, and effective way to test, health service providers and public health agencies should see it as a winning strategy.